Hi there. Cindy's already been up to mischief and she's already been in here, haven't you? She needs to really behave. She is showing off her new Christmas hat though, the one that we did in the tutorial, so I hope some of you had a go at that. And 321. This is the last skein of yarn, I do know that, and I've already had a peek under the sleeve, you'll see it's open. And it is this most gorgeous yellow. I'm a big yellow fan, but if it's more of a muted yellow, there are certain yellows that are absolutely stunning, and this is one of them, sort of going more towards the sunflowery sort of area. Having a look there, Cindy, she's having a look. Let's put the package down, and you can hold the yarn if you wish. There we go, she can model the yarn for you there, see what you think to that. She's hoping I'm going to be making a little something for her out of it. I don't know whether it will be the Cindy's or whether it will be the Smart Dolls. I think probably the Cindy's because most of them are darker, but when I actually get my Gaia made, she's got a slightly darker skin tone and she's also got long dark hair. So this could be for the new girl when she's finished. I so need to get her finished for Christmas. I really do want that doll doing. It's just, as you know, I went for the final boss grade, if you know what your Smart Dolls are, and perhaps I overreached myself a little bit. I made the skeleton, it's all done, it's all dusted, but it's sort of put me off finishing it, and I really do need to get her done because otherwise I've got another Smart Doll here, and if I actually get her finished, she can join the rest of the Smart Doll family. So from me and Cindy for now, we will see you in a few minutes for the tutorial, and see you later. Bye! Hi, day 21. I'm still behind. I will get there before Christmas. This is terrible. I've only got one day to go. So there's going to be 2 out tonight. And then 2 out tomorrow, and then I will have done everything. Yay! There's so much to do. I've got wrapping and all sorts. Father Christmas is going to get very busy this next couple of days as well. I think I need to help him out a bit. Right, we have some double knit yarn. We have our little sweet bag holder. You could hang it on the tree perhaps. I've just popped a couple of roses in there just for demonstration. I just picked some out that were roughly the same sort of colour scheme. That's why I popped them in there. This is my Rosies Moments little goodies today. Well, for the 21st. This is a larger portion of can you have a portion of yarn? I don't know. Well, we can today anyway. This is a larger amount of yarn, which is what actually finishes off the shawl for the ladies and gentlemen who are making the shawl. So I'll pop that over to one side. I've already made half, so you don't have to watch me make the whole thing. And we'll take the sweeties out, I think, and you can have a little look. So it's just a pouch. You can just hang it on the tree. You don't have to put that in it. I suppose you could put a chocolate coin. If I'm just looking now, I've not got a chocolate coin on there. I did have one. I have a chocolate orange here, but I think that might be a little bit fat. Should we try? Let's try. Whoop! I think the chocolate orange is too fat. But there are so many different sweets out there. I'm sure there's something you can find. It doesn't have to be sweets. It could be a nice little gift. So there's lots of things you can do with it. So this is what we're going to do today. 3.5mm crochet hook, double knit yarn, my needles and scissors as always, so we can pop all them to one side. We're going to start with the white. Now obviously you're looking at this and going, oh, granny square. It sort of is, but the first part isn't. We do finish with a granny square, but the first part is slightly different. So slip knot onto our hook. We're going to start with 4 chain, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we're going to join it. Be careful with this if you're using this glittery stuff because it does split sometimes, the filament. We're going to do 4 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason being is that 4 chain counts as 1 treble, 1 chain. Yarn around the hook into the center, treble. So what we've got here is the 4 chain, as I say, counts as 1 treble, 1 chain, and then a treble, which is a V stitch I'm counting it as. So we do 2 chain. We're going to do another V stitch, which is yarn round, because we don't need to do a chain this time, do we? It's only the first one we ever do the chain on. 1 chain and 1 treble. Oh, or not. There we go. So it's 1 treble, 1 chain, 1 treble is our V stitch. 2 chain. V stitch. 1 treble, 1 chain, 1 treble. 2 chain. The 2 chain are for the corners, that's why I'm doing 2 chains. So at the minute we've got 1 V stitch, 2 V stitch, 3 V stitch. This is our last V stitch. So it's a treble, chain, treble. So it's sort of similar to a granny square because it's the equivalent to 3 stitches, isn't it? Because that chain's the equivalent to a stitch as well. So now we're going to do a half treble join. So wrap round into the top and pull it through all 3, because I want to be roughly centre, and that is why I want that. So you can see that sort of, we have our 4 corners. These 4 corners are really important to notice on these next couple of rounds. We're going to start with 3 chain, which is a treble, 1 chain, which is a chain, treble. So that is your V-stitch. That's a V-stitch. Then we're going to do 2 chain and another V-stitch into that corner. So V-stitch is treble, 1 chain and treble. So again, it's like a granny square, but instead of having 3 trebles, we've got a V-stitch, 2 chain, V-stitch. We're going to do that in the next one. We have a V-stitch, which is 1 treble, 1 chain, 1 treble, 2 chain, another V-stitch. Remember that 1 chain in between, because it will make a difference. If you don't, your work will start to curl up a little bit, and that's not going to look great. So corner again. It's exactly the same as a granny square, isn't it? It's just that they are V-stitches, not 3 trebles. So we go treble, 1 chain, treble. That's a V-stitch. 2 chain, V-stitch again into the corner. Don't forget that chain in between. Right, 1 more corner to go. So we're going to have a V-stitch, we're going to have 2 chain, and we're going to have a V-stitch. I will put on the comment part what a V-stitch is, just to remind you. As soon as you get into the flow of it, you get it. I mean, I did it wrong a couple of times because I was sort of misjudging where the holes were. So take your time and make sure you know where your corners are. Right, I'm just going to do a slip stitch join here because it's just a side one. Yeah, so can you see our square is developing? I'm just getting myself a tissue. I am really hoping this is not a cold developing, because I'm a little bit sniffly at the moment. So we start with 3 chain counts as treble, 1 chain counts as a chain, treble into the space. So instead of 3 trebles, we're putting a V-stitch. So you can see the V-stitch, yeah? Jump to the corner. Remember, corner is V-stitch, 2 chain, V-stitch. Your corner's always going to be that. So if you wanted to make this bigger and continue with this pattern, which you could do all sorts if you do, that's what you remember. So it's V-stitch, 2 chain, V-stitch. We have a side one, which is just 1 V-stitch. So the V-stitch is just replacing the 3 trebles in a granny. Corner, V-stitch, 2 chain, V-stitch. Yeah, can you see it coming? It's weird, until you put the blue on, it doesn't really show up as well. It just sort of looks lots of white at the moment. It's not really showing much definition. As soon as you put the blue in, it does. Right, we have a side, so that's just a V-stitch. We have a corner, which is V-stitch, 2 chain, and V-stitch. This would be a great one to do if you've sort of missed a present out for somebody or something. It doesn't take long. It's really quite quick. We're on a side, so I'm doing a V-stitch. So you could quickly throw this together. If you didn't change the colour, you could just make a quick little pouch and then pop some chocolates in it. V-stitch. See, I nearly did it wrong then. 2 chain and V-stitch. And that's the white done. Slip stitch join. We have done. Like I say, it doesn't look like a lot at the moment. When you add the white on, that is when it sort of seems to make the shape pop a little bit more. So we are going to fasten off. We're not going to join yarn in. We're going to fasten off completely. Okay, so we have our little square there. I think that doesn't look too bad actually on the video. I think it looks better on the video than me looking at it. Right, we're going to pop the white to one side just for a second or two, and we're going to move on to this baby blue. So I'm going to start in a corner. You can start anywhere, but I think the corner is the easiest way to go. Any corner, doesn't matter. We're going to pull our yarn through. We're going to make a chain, and we're going to do a double crochet in. It holds it into place, that's all. I'm going to just do 2 chain there because of doing that double crochet. Normally it would be 3 chain. So that's your treble equivalent. that's a chain, that's a treble. So that is, you know, look what I'm doing. Have you noticed what I'm doing? I'm carrying on with the pattern. I don't want to carry on with that pattern. Let me take that back out. We'll start again. I'm trying to carry on with this pattern. What we're actually going back into is a normal granny square. So pull it through. I'm going to do a double crochet just to anchor it, and I'm just going to do 2 chain then. That's going to count as my treble. Another treble and another treble. So we're back to our old 3 trebles, 2 chain, 3 trebles in a corner. So 2 chain and 3 more trebles. It's weird because I thought I'd go the other way and I just want to carry on doing a granny square when I was trying to do this middle bit, and I seem to have gone the other way around now. So we have 3 treble, 2 chain, 3 treble. We have 1 side, we have 2 side. Be careful because this is going to distract you because there's a hole, but it's not. It's there and it's there, and that's 3 trebles because we have 2 side ones now. No chain in between, only at the corners. So it's just 3 trebles into each of those spaces. Okay, I've got a corner. So that means 3 trebles, 2 chain, 2 trebles. So 1, 2, 3, 2 chain, and 3 trebles. 1, 2, and 3. We have a side. Be careful where these sides are. Just double check it's there and there. Either side of that middle V-stitch. Do watch for that because I know I went into this one earlier when I was practicing it and it went in a bit strange shape. It's not what we want. So we have a 3 treble. I'll do my yarn a bit. There we go. So we have 3 treble and we have another 3 treble. No chains in between because they're just side ones. We're on a corner. So, you know the rule. It is 3 trebles, 2 chain, and 3 trebles. This is not the only way of doing a granny square. This is my way of doing a granny square. Sometimes you do need 3 in the corner. It'll depend on sort of how much of a sort of sharpness you want to your corners, really. Be careful not to put too many in. So we need a side, which is just 3 trebles. And another side. 3 trebles, 1, 2, and 3. Corner, 3 trebles, 2 chain, 3 trebles. Oh, or not 3 trebles. That's 2. That is 3. That is 2 chain, and then 3 trebles back into the corner. But you can see we're almost round. We're nearly done. It's that quick. Right, we've got 2 more sides to do, which is 3 trebles. The wool keeps running away with itself. And another set of 3 trebles because it's a side one. And we are done with the blue. We're going to attach. It's just a slip stitch and attach and fasten off. You could carry on with the blue. I've decided to edge with the white. You don't have to. Now I'm not going to fasten my ends in here, but I would recommend you do, because it gets them out of your way, ready for, like that one I've already fastened everything in. It is easier if you do that, but for demonstration purposes I will sew them in afterwards. And I'm back to this gorgeous white. And basically we're going to put front sides out, yeah, so front sides outwards. So I'll use the one I've already stitched up as my proper front, and I'll work out the bits of this afterwards. So if you can see, because we're going to be crocheting together, if you don't want to crochet together you can stitch together. I'm going to choose a corner, lining them up, pop the hook all the way through, and I'm going to pull this through. There we go, and I'm going to do 3 trebles in 3 double crochets in that corner. We have 1, 2, and we have 3. That anchors it into place. I'm now going to line the work up and work into each space, each stitch, but I'm going to do just 1, 2, but when I get here I am actually going to go in that as well, but I only sort of count it as 1, 2 space, 1, 2 space, because that space works as a 3rd treble. I just think it looks neater. You don't have to do that. You can just do your normal sort of sewing up. It's
sewing up, crocheting together if you like. Basically we're just going all the way around, that's it. We're just going round just to hold it together. That's why I say if you wanted to stitch it, you could stitch it. It's just making sure you get it lined up and making sure you're picking up both pieces, like I've mentioned before with that. But we're only going to actually do 2 sides together. We've got to do the rest of it separately, but for the together bit, we only need 2. I'm on a corner now, so I'm on a corner, I'm going to do 3. 1, 2, and 3. Gives a bit more definition, I think, going into the space, but it is entirely up to you which way you choose. So we have a 1, we have a 2, we have a space. You see, this is why I say sew the ends in, because they do get in your way. Ideally you don't need them there. So we're going to have a 1, a 2, and a space. Oh, there's a pussycat been in here. I know she has, because I've had to kick her out again. So we've got a 1, a 2, and a space. Now we're nearly there, so don't get carried away and carry on round the corner. So we have a 1, a 2, and 3 in the corner. 1, 2, and 3. And that is that to hold it together. Now, as you can see, we've still got to go around the top, but we don't want them to be together. We need them to be separate. I'm going to tuck all these ends in because they're going to really annoy me if I don't. In a perfect world, you should have sewn them in, really. Right, so what I'm going to do is now I'm going to work up and down and back up this side and down, and that is it. You can do a frilly edge if you want to. You can make it a little bit fancier. So I'm just going to do 1 double crochet, thought I said it wrong then, into each of my stitches, and I'm going in that space as well. But whichever way works for you, you're just edging it basically. There is no right or wrong way with crochet. I can't say, oh, you do this, because sometimes that isn't the case. You may have a better method than me. So everyone's different. So we're on a corner, so I'm doing 3. Mine are just suggestions and showing you ways that I actually do it. So we're nearly there. Told you it was quick. Weren't we on the clock? We're only on 16 minutes. And I bet to start with, I was talking nearly 3 of those. Now for the actual final bit, you can see I've actually crocheted like a little handle. You could use ribbon, you don't have to use crochet. This bit's a bit weird. Can you see when we get to this? So basically all I'm going to do is go into that highest stitch, turn my work, and find the next stitch along. That's all I've done. And we're carrying on up here. As I was about to say, you can use ribbon, you can use cord, you can use whatever you want. I just did a little bit of crochet. That was just my personal preference. And the space. We're nearly there. Got a little coaster, little snowman coaster coming up. That's a real quick and easy one, unless you're having to make a full set for a table. I don't know. I don't think I fancy doing that at this sort of short notice, but it's there for you to have a look at, or it will be there. It's going to be my second project today. So 3 in the top, because it is a corner, and back down the other side. Oh, there's a space, that one. I think the key is be consistent. Like then I nearly didn't go in the space, because sometimes I don't. Depends on the project I am doing, but the idea is be consistent. If you're going to go into the space every time. If you're not, that's fine. Right, it's nearly there. 1, 2, and we need a little attachment there with a slip knot, slip stitch, and we fasten it off. So as you can see, that is it. We have done the little basket. Now if you're wanting to do the chain like I did, all I did again, I actually went all the way into the hole for it because I didn't mind that it went over the other bits. So I'm going to do that, then I'm going to do a double crochet in it to solidify it so it's held in place, and I did 15 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, not my yarn split. Be careful, take it out. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and I've done it again. Usually quite good, this yarn as well. 14 and 15. Right, so we need to go over, round, turn it to the other side. And again, you should sew the ends in because they get in the way. And we're going to go into the hole this side and just do a double crochet and another double crochet to attach because the other one was a little bit wider. Can you see? That's it. I've done. It was nice, it was quick, it was simple. Careful with the holes on the V-stitch bit. That is the only thing I would recommend you just have to watch for. And I'll hold this one because you can see better. So yeah, just watch these holes and make sure they are lining up. But that is your little basket. Pop something nice in there, some goodies, or it could just hang on the tree or hang somewhere as it stands. Hope you enjoyed that one. Nice and quick, nice and simple. It's getting nearer Christmas, so we need to keep it simple. And please like, subscribe and share, notification bell if you want to see what I'm doing. And I will see you very, very soon this time. See you later. Bye.